Good morning. It's good to come to you from Kamer Brack once again with our Monday musing. I trust that these are a blessing to you. You know, whether we like it or not, most people make the choices based on information received by their five senses. What people see, hear, smell, taste, or feel affects everything. When you prepare to sell your house, your real estate agent will encourage you to prepare your house so that it has good curb appeal. What people see when they first drive up to your house makes a strong impression on them and may make the difference in whether they buy your house or not. What we perceive with our senses determines what we receive or reject, what we eat or refuse to eat, what we listen to or shut our ears to, what we watch or what we turn off, what we buy or what we walk away from, what we enjoy or what we loathe. And that's why it's so imperative that you understand what people perceive about you is very important. If you do not have the right curb appeal, people will not listen to you and they'll not follow you. If they're turned off by you, your behavior, your personal presentation, they will be less inclined to let you be somebody who is influential in their life. It's just a fact that people are affected by how you dress, how you talk, how you treat others, how you work at the job, and yes, even your personal appearance. Think of what an impact a first impression has on you when you meet a person. Now, this issue of what people think is so important that when Paul told Timothy how to choose leaders, he told the young minister that it was imperative to choose leaders who have a good report of them that are without. The words good report is derived from two Greek words, kalos and maturia. The word kalos means good, beautiful, noble, enjoyable, or pleasing, and the word report in the Greek is maturia. This word has an array of meanings depending on how it's used, but in this verse, it means a testimony or a witness. When used with the word kalos, the entire phrase means a good witness or a good testimony. However, because the word kalos means good, beautiful, noble, enjoyable, or pleasing, it conveys the idea of a person who others enjoy and who has a testimony of being pleasant or pleasing. In other words, this person has a good reputation in the sight of others. There's nothing offensive or displeasing in his behavior, his temperament, his presentation that would discredit him in other people's sight. According to Paul, it's mandatory that those who would serve him and influence those without have this kind of testimony. What others think about them is very important. And that brings us to look at what's next in this same verse. He wrote that if a person desires to be influential in his kingdom, it is especially required that he or she have a good reputation with them that are without. The word without is the Greek word exuthen, and it refers to people who are outside, such as those who are outside of Christ. It refers to people who are not Christians. Paul says a man or a woman shouldn't even be permitted to be a leader unless non-Christians think highly of them. It doesn't matter how much gospel you preach to non-Christians, how much you reason with them, how much logic you use in discussing Christian things or biblical matters. It doesn't matter how many tracts or books you leave on their desk or how much literature you send to them in mail. Unbelievers are affected by what they see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. This means your life is your primary pulpit. If you are a leader or aspire to a leadership position, you must understand this and recognize that people are actively observing the message that you present with your life. That's why it's so important that your curb appeal be Christ-honoring and spiritual appealing to people who are watching you. Sometimes I hear people remark, well, what people think of me is not important. It's only important what God thinks of me. That's all I should be concerned about. Well, if anyone intends to help people, and affect masses in a positive way for the kingdom of God, that person will have to learn this principle of curb appeal. It's especially important for youth leaders, for Sunday school teachers, for Bible teachers, for pastors, evangelists, missionaries. The fact is, what people perceive about us is very important, for it determines whether or not they'll ever listen to us. So let me ask you today, do you have a testimony that is positive, optimistic, cheerful, faith-filled, hard-working, dependable team player who is enjoyed by others? Do non-Christians prefer not to work with you because you frequently display a negative attitude, talk about others behind their back, or give a lazy performance on the job? What is your curb appeal with unsaved people who see you every day? Do people in the church see you as a person they can depend on? Or do they view you as undependable, not serious about your commitment to Jesus Christ or the local congregation? How's your curb appeal to people in your Christian community? Do your fellow believers look on you for help when it's needed, or do they bypass you because their opinion of you is so low that they have discounted you altogether? I encourage you to think a little deeper on this subject, especially if you want to be used by God to touch other people in this life. Ask the Lord what specific steps you could begin to take to spruce up your spiritual curb appeal. Well, that's our Monday musing today from Cayman Brack. I trust that it's been a blessing to you and a help. And I also trust that you will have a good week and enjoy God's blessing on you as you serve Him and help others. Remember that if you live here in Cayman Brack, or if you happen to be visiting in Cayman Brack, we would love to have you come to Watering Place or Spot Bay, Churches of God Holiness, to worship with us. I know that you'll receive a warm welcome there, and you'll enjoy the time with us. God bless you richly. Have a wonderful week.